Hi friends, welcome to my channel Agroachievers, a smart way to success. And earlier we have seen 6 parts of agronomy and this is the 7th part of agronomy we are dealing. And friends, if you don't see the previous videos, please watch the previous videos of my agronomy series, and it is very helpful and very important topics are covered. So please watch my videos previously. And let's start the part 7 of agronomy. Here, contingency cropping. Contingency cropping is growing of a suitable crop in place of normally sown highly profitable crop of the region due to aberrant weather conditions. In dryland agriculture, contingency of growing another crop in place of normally grown crop arises due to delay in the onset of monsoon. Here, nothing contingency cropping is nothing but due to the delay of monsoons, that means climatic conditions, a suitable crop is normally sown. It changes the crop which gives profitable crop. So highly profitable crop because of these monsoon conditions in dryland areas. Methods to reduce evaporation. Mulches. Mulch is any covering material applied on the soil surface to reduce evaporation losses. Types of mulches. There are different types of mulches. Those are soil mulch or dust mulch. Soil mulch is a thin layer of loose soil surface that can be created by frequently stirring the soil with surface tillage implements like dantis, guntakas, blade harrows, etc. Soil mulch of surface 5 to 8 centimeters dry soil effectively reduce the evaporation losses by obstructing the rise of soil moisture through capillary action. Straw and stubble mulch. Straw and other crop residues like stubbles, groundnut shells, cotton stalks, etc. can be used as mulches on soil surface for moisture conservation. Plastic mulches. Plastic mulches are very effective as mulches for evaporation control, provides cost is not a limiting factor. The plastic mulches may be either white or black. Black plastic mulches will absorb the solar radiation and enhance the soil temperature for hastening the germination of winter crops like wheat, barley, etc. White plastic mulches will reflect the incident radiation and reduce evaporation of soil moisture. I have given the pictures of black plastic mulch and white plastic mulch. Please observe these pictures, and the color of the plastic is changed and the working style of those plastic also will be changed. Chemical mulches. Chemicals like hexadecanol, a long chain alcohol, when mixed with surface 5 mm of soil, can reduce evaporation by about 40%. The surface layer of a treated soil dries out more rapidly than that of untreated soil, creating a diffusional layer to evaporation. Here, chemical mulching is nothing but top 5 mm layer of the soil. In that soil we have mixed the chemical like hexadecanol, so that those chemical mix with the soil particles and the evaporation of those soil is reduced by about 40%. Vertical mulching. It is a technique where in trenches of 40 centimeters wide, 15 centimeters depth are dug at 2 to 4 meters interval across slope and filled with stubbles or organic waste to a height of 10 centimeters above soil surface. Here the picture I have given, a vertical mulching is nothing but making of a trenches which is about 40 centimeters wide and 50 centimeters deep in the 2 to 4 meter interval across them. I have given the picture. Live mulching. See here friends, live mulching is the term used to describe the covering of the soil surface through the plant canopy in intercropping system. Example, sorghum plus forage cowpea, sorghum plus ford bean. Here the image, see in the left bottom of there, I have kept an image here. See friends, this is the image which is showing that this is the sorghum crop, and beside those sorghum crop, forage cowpea is grown. This is live mulching. Because of this forage cowpea, the evaporation losses from the soil is reduced because it covers the soil. Pebble mulch, where small pebbles like stone are placed on the soil surface. This mulching will be successful in dryland fruit tree culture. Here in the second picture you have seen that these are the pebbles which are thrown on the soil surface, which will reduce the evaporation losses from the soil. Anti-transparents or transpiration suppressants. Any material that is applied on transpiring plant surface for reducing water loss is called anti-transparent. The best anti-transparents reduce transpiration losses up to 30 to 40%. We know that transpiration means evaporation of the water from the plant surfaces, and to reduce those evaporation of water from the plant surfaces, to reduce transpiration, we have to use some anti-transparents. Those are different types. Stomatal closing type. Transpiration mostly occurs through stomata on the leaf surface. We know that on the leaf surface there are openings which are called as stomatal openings. Those stomata opens, the loss of the water is more from those stomata. Some fungicides like PMA, phenyl mercuric acetate, and herbicides like atrazine in low concentration serves as anti-transparents by closing of stomata. These chemicals will close those stomata and the water loss from the plant is reduced. Film forming type. The plastic and waxy materials which form a thin film on the leaf surface retard the escape of water due to formation of physical barrier. Thin film forming type hexadecanol, thick film forming type Moby leaf, polythene S60. These are the examples of this film forming. Leaf reflectant type. These are the white materials which forms a coating on the leaves and increase leaf reflectance. Albedo. What is the reflection of the rays? It is called as albedo. About 5% of kaolin spray reduce the leaf temperature by 3 to 4 degrees centigrade and decrease in the transpiration by 20 to 28%. Selite and hydride lime are also used as reflectant type of anti-transparents. Growth retardant type. This is very important. This chemical reduce shoot growth and increase root growth and thus enable the plants to reduce transpiring surface and resist drought conditions. They increase root or shoot ratio. Example Cycocel 2-chloroethyl trimethyl ammonium chloride CCC, phosphonD malic hydrazide, which these are the examples which are acted as growth retardants. Use of windbreaks and shelter belts. Windbreaks are any structures that obstruct wind flow and reduce wind speed. Shelter belts are rows of trees planted for protection of crops against wind. See friends, these are the windbreaks which breaks the wind. See, wind is going here. Wind is traveling like this, but due to these trees, the direction of the wind is changed, which is called as wind breaks. Which breaks the speed of the wind is called as wind breaks, and direction from which wind is blowing is called windward. In this direction the wind is blowing, that's why it is called as windward. Direction to which wind is blowing is called leeward side. To which, that means from which the wind is blowing is called as leeward side. As given in the picture, direction to which wind is blowing is called leeward side. The direction from which wind is blowing is called as windward side. And here the example of shelter beds. See here image friends, here the crops are grown and different heights of trees are grown here, and these trees, different heights of trees, these are called as shelters, and this picture shows that shelter belts. Watershed management. A watershed is defined as any spatial area from which runoff from precipitation is collected and drained through a common point or outlet. See friends, here the definition says water which runoff from precipitation. Precipitation means due to the precipitation the rain comes from the cloud. So that means the rainwater. Here the image shown, these rainwater collected from different runoffs and collected as a common point. Here the common point is called as watershed. This area is called as watershed. And the rainwater, here the rain occurs, in the picture show, here the rain occurs and it comes across through these canals, these tributaries, and form as a single big water container is called as watershed. Types of watershed based on the size. This is the very important question arrives from this tabular form. Please keep in mind this tabular form, very important. See friends, here the micro watershed. Micro means 0 to 10 hectares. Small watershed means 10 to 40 hectares. Mini watershed 40 to 200 hectares. Sub watershed 200 to 400 hectares. Macro watershed 400 to 1000 hectares, and above 1000 hectares it is called as river basin. Here the confusion point is mini comes in the third place. Micro means which is smallest. Micro, we word microscope. Right friend, microscope means the scope which is used to see the microorganisms which is very minute in size. So the micro means 0 to 10 hectares. You have to remember this. And mini means 40 to 200 hectares. Action plan for watershed development. Steps in watershed management. What are the steps we are done in watershed management? In this point we got the question. They given the options, any 5 of them, and place them in a proper order. So we have to study these things with the particular order only. Like identification and selection of watershed, we have to select the watershed. Description of the watershed, type of watershed it is. Analysis of problems and identification of available solutions, we have to analyze the problems, anything problems are there in this watershed. Designing the technology components, we have to design the technology. Preparation of base maps of watershed, we have to prepare a map of that particular watershed. Cost benefit analysis, what cost incurred in the preparation of this watershed. Fixing the time frame, at what time we have to be able to construct this watershed. Monitoring and evaluation, we have to monitor the watershed and evaluate the condition of the watershed. On from research, we have to see the watershed condition at the site itself. And organizational requirements, if any other requirements are there for this watershed management. These points are, we have to see these points. Steps in watershed management, these are the phases which we have to see in the watershed management, and the question gives same as it is, like these steps are given 1, 2, 3 and like that options in a jumbled manner, and ask the question, arrange the phases in a correct sequence. So we have to remember the steps in this sequence only friends. We have to remember the steps in the sequence as given here, like recognition phase, restoration phase, protection phase, improvement phase.